Luigi's Mansion is a 2001 video game spin-off of the ever-popular Mario series. I'm sure you already knew what Mario is, so there is no need to explain what it is. But if you look up the game for information, you find that one of the genres this game falls into is survival horror. And I'm sure you already know that Mario is not a horror game. It is in fact a family-friendly game that can be enjoyed by all ages. So it seems odd. This may even seem like a joke, really, but it's actually a survival horror game. Don't look at me like the guy who sticks his hands in the punch bowl. This game is way creepier than you'd think. I remember going into this game as a 10-year-old and only to find the game is creepy, but I somehow managed to beat it. Even today, if played at night, it still freaks me out a ton. So I'm gonna explain what makes this Nintendo's scariest video game and how it managed to actually get the term survival horror. Bear in mind, there is a lot of spoilers in this video, so please, if you want to go in blind, then I suggest clicking off this video. So Luigi wins the mansion in a contest he didn't enter, and Mario decides to check out the mansion. And we do get several hints that Mario was here, from E-Guide mentioning him, to pieces of clothing lying around, to straight up glimpse of Mario in a painting, to confirm that Mario is here and in danger. So E-Guide decides to help Luigi by giving him a poltergust, a vacuum cleaner modified to suck ghosts. And for those who aren't aware, E-Guide is a ghost researcher whose main goal is to recapture the portrait ghosts. And strangely enough, he says that he was living in the area since he was 20, but the mansion just appeared there randomly a few days ago. This was Nintendo's attempt at a horror game, and they succeeded, such as dead children, surprisingly enough. And also, the Game Boy Luigi uses is literally called the Game Boy Horror. The game is creepy for multiple reasons, such as the ghosts which jump scare the player. Also, this candlestick floating in the hallway scared the hell out of me. It's also the portrait ghosts that freak me out because they actually look like humans and were indeed humans because the portraits actually state how they died. And the fact that a baby is mixed in, even though this baby was clearly born a ghost, it's still rather creepy. Also, King Boo looks pretty menacing, with those dark beady eyes, with that menacing look, and the fact that he's even more evil than before, kidnapping so he can decorate his throne room for his own amusement. Also, the lighting is so dark with only the glow of Luigi's flashlight and a few dim candles here and there. Also, the Game Boy Horror. I don't know why, but it freaks me out with that tacky old casing, and the font used for the word horror freaks me out. And I know it's a play on the Nintendo Game Boy Color with the font, but it's still freaky. Finally, the lack of music. When you clear a room, the lights turn on, but there's no music. Just having the ambience of Luigi's whistling and the lightning strikes here and there, along with outside having no music. The only time there's music is in haunted rooms, whenever you don't count E-Guide's lab and title. And well, the music there is pretty freaky, except for E-Guide's lab. In Area 4, after defeating the Big Boo, the lights go out and Luigi must locate the generator in the basement, but every step is littered with ghosts, with new ghosts showing up that you just don't know how to fight. And this part is the scariest moment in the whole game, whenever you don't count the moment where you could see Luigi's shadow hanging up. It's also super easy to die with these new ghosts if you don't know how to play the game, although I didn't die for some reason. But one of the scariest moments is that the little girl sleeps on the ceiling. Yes, this was taken straight from a horror movie, and it sure as hell freaked me out. But what made it in the game isn't the only thing that's scary. It's also what didn't make it in. Did you know initially you only had a day to save Mario? If you didn't save him, you'd get the bad ending. It would have some very grim text, and zoomed out slowly of the mansion, and then showed Luigi's silhouette and a struck lightning revealed that was a very terrifying render of Luigi. Anyway, I'm just glad this got scrapped so nothing bad happened to him. This screen still freaks me out though, and would have traumatized me for me to have to see. Do you remember the candlestick from earlier? Well, the wielder is even creepier. He constantly shatters and shakes as you blow out the candles. And you can see him. And it is so creepy. It's not just him that's creepy, but it's his backstory that's pretty grim. He wanders aimlessly through the mansion, looking for his master's will, hoping he's included in it. He spent his whole life looking for it, and still looks for it in death. A truly untimely end. It's also just creepy that the ghosts just attack with no explanation. It actually freaks me out. Sure, some of the ghosts talk to you, but most just attack without saying anything. The lack of context still instills a fear that most games don't accomplish. You don't know anything about these ghosts, and what you do know is that they want you dead. And there's some scary stuff right there. Even though this game is creepy, it managed to get a solid reputation, is viewed as one of the best GameCube games of all time. being a Nintendo game being so creepy that it actually got acknowledged as a survival horror game. Nevertheless, the game managed to get 2 sequels and even an arcade port of the game's sequel, Dark Moon, even a 3DS remake 17 years later. The game may have traumatized me when I was 10, but I'll let the game slide as it is considered one of the better GameCube games. And after all, the game is scary, and I actually started out playing the game's sequel, Dark Moon, first. And well, quite primarily, it's just so crazy see the original is just so creepy.
Oh, Mario? Mamma mia. Oh, 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 oh.